They literally talk to you and treat you like you're an animal. They have no respect for you. They feel like everybody that's in prison deserves to be in prison. This is the mentality. This is actually what they're taught when they go to their training camps and things like that. This is what they're taught. They're taught to, if somebody look at you wrong, pepper spray them or anything, and they have that right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be their word against ours or mine. To live in literally a 10 by 10 room, and your toilet is by your bed, and it's really I can't even put into words that feeling, but it's just like the worstest, grossest, grimiest feeling that you could ever feel, and it's like, and like I said, I was fortunate enough to be able to get out. You have to remember, some people are never going to get away from that. Some people have to deal with that for the rest of their lives. Right. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think no one deserves that at all.
Yeah. The way things work inside prison and the way police treat people, and with stop and frisk, just humiliating young people over and over again and making people feel like they have no right to not be touched. That whole level of it, I think. When I hear your story, I hear that at least one thing that sounds to me like made you be able to survive this ridiculous, horrible set of experiences is that you felt connected to people and had support and love. And part of what the prison does is it tries to take people away from us. Right. We can't even sometimes find people in the system.
Exactly.
And so I think one of the things that we've been involved in, people are doing all over, is prison letter writing projects and all this work to try to build across those walls, because I think it's also a survival issue.
Exactly.
The mental trauma of feeling alone versus feeling like, even though this is horrible, I have a support system. To me that seems like that breaking that isolation seems like a big part of our movement's work.
Exactly. I mean, I've noticed the difference in behaviors from inmates when they've had time to spend with their families, and when they haven't, it's like there's a big difference in the way that they act, the way that they talk, the way that they move and live day to day. So it does make a big difference about how the system tries to take and break us apart. And even when my friends and family would come visit me in the prison, it was a 5-second hug, and you have to literally sit across from each other. You can't touch, don't do this, and to now be able to lay on somebody's head if I wanted to, it's just a good feeling, because it really, those type of communications and interactions with other people kind of make you a person, you know what I'm saying? It kind of makes you whole in a way. And when you're alone, it kind of takes a part of you each day, because it's you're disconnected. You're disconnected from your family, your friends, you're disconnected from the world. So it's kind of you want to try and keep your sanity as much as possible, but you slowly feel it draining out of you.
The police are inherently violent, so whether it's them stopping you before you were attacked, or whether it's the violence of not doing anything while you're being attacked, or whether it's the violence of in New York City all the time, particularly trans women of color stopped by the police. Folks are having the NYPD feel very comfortable doing strip searches in the middle of the street. People are condoms are used as evidence. It's the ways that our communities are policed and targeted by the police. It's a real source of violence for us. I think one of the things that to me I take comfort in is that we're building this movement, right? To have those forms of violence stop. An abolitionist movement is dismantling the police, but we're also finding ways to create accountability and safety for ourselves that doesn't rely on them. And I think that's when I hear about stories about people who have passed because of police violence or violence in the community. When I hear about Islan's story, I think that's one of the things that I think I turn to. That it's under-resourced and often not recognized, but we are in the middle of a huge moment for our community.
Exactly. There's definitely a movement.